Hi there, how are you all? I'm here today with the next video for the scavenger hunt. Let me tell you, I found this a little bit tricky. So, let me go through what I got for it. One sheet of cardstock. I've gone for white cardstock here. Then, your favourite tool or punch, I'm going for my notebook punch. This is probably one I reach for all the time. One mixed media product, I'm going for my Sweet Mint Heidi Swap Colour Shine. That's what I'm going to be using. 2 or 3 photos. I've gone for 3 photos. Then 3 of the same kind of item. And I've actually gone for 3 circular die cuts. Then, what to say next? A piece of ribbon, twine or fabric. I'm going to use a piece of this twine here. It says something that wasn't going to, designed for scrapbooking. I've actually got some tissue paper. Something soft. This tassel here, this is really soft here. So I've got that. Then something folded, torn or crumpled. And I've gone for this. It's actually like a little bag that I had something from Bramble Fox in a long time ago. And I've kept that in my stash. Something from your desk. I got this out for a different project and didn't use it, so that's been on my desk languishing, so I've got that. My favourite colour. Now my favourite colour, I love teal on scrapbook pages, like duck eggs, so I'm going to use this alphabet here. Something I was going to throw away. I was actually going to throw this sheet away because I've had it in so many of my homemade kits, and I'm thinking, oh, let's just get rid now. But actually, I think I'm going to use some of these stickers. And an item from your latest scrapbooking product you bought. I haven't been buying many, well, I haven't bought anything for ages and ages actually. So, is this washi tape here. And 3 pattern papers. And is Jen Hadfield, this is family. And these are the pattern papers I'm going for. So, now I've introduced everything to you, I'm going to go to fast forward and a bit of voiceover. And you can see what I come up with. Fingers crossed it turns out the way I see it, sort of, in my mind. Right, so here I am. I'm just getting my base card ready. And I'm going to use a big strip of this paper here with the houses on. I'm actually doing some progress photos of our house build. I have to apologise for the smaller screen, but stupidly I managed to film my video sideways. And I thought you might have a bit of a bad neck if I didn't rotate it, which is why he's gone a little bit smaller. So I'm going to use 3 photos. I'm not one for scrapping multi-photo layouts, so this is a little bit out of my comfort zone. But I know that I wanted to put them in order of what's been done, so that's what I'm doing there. So as you can see, I'm just sticking my paper. I'm putting my glue sort of more towards the middle because I wanted to stick these strips just underneath, just to sort of break up the black and the white. And my double-sided tape there, I'm using the thinner version there rather than my ATG. Me and my ATG are friends again now. We've had a bit of falling out recently, but she's apologised and it's all sorted again now. So I did find this challenge quite tricky, but it's good in a way because you're working with a limited amount of things, and it does get your brain working in a slightly different way. I'm going to tear this washi tape rather than having it another blocky sort of layer. I'm just going to tear it at the top and the bottom. Tearing washi tape isn't as easy as you'd think because it never goes quite the way you want it to go. I love this washi tape though, it matches this paper beautifully, but I think the flowery paper is too busy for a mat behind my photo, so I'm going for the mustardy colour in the background instead, and it's got a bit of a geometric print. Now I see these wonderful scrapbookers who can mat photos without having to use a trimmer, and they can just cut them out perfectly. That's not me. I need a trimmer because I like to have straight mats on my photos, and I just cannot cut straight with the scissors at all. You'd think with all the card making and scrapbooking I do, I would have learned that skill, but sadly no.
So I think this this orange sort of background brings it out a little bit, but I'm going to put another layer behind it now, and I'm going to use a little bag there, and it's like I think they call them glassine, so it's a bit of a thick, it's a bit like how do I describe it, like a glossy sort of vellum-y sort of bag. And then I'm going to layer the other photo then on the tissue paper, just to have some different textures. Now, as you can see, I've been really brave there and using my scissors. I'm not perfectly happy with how it turned out. And then I'm going to bring in my punch and punch the pattern paper then. So how are you all enjoying these challenges? Are they getting your brains working? Because I must be honest, they're certainly getting mine working. And I was looking at it and I'm thinking something that's not usually used, and and because I think I've been so busy lately over I've been labouring at our house build. I'm so looking forward to going back to school because I'll be looking forward to a break, and so I'm not spending as much time in my craft room at the moment. So then I did find it a little bit of a challenge, this one, but I'm happy with how it turned out then, because it did make me work out of my comfort zone. So I'm sort of just laying things out now, auditioning it. As I don't know whether, as Missy Whidden says, she likes to audition things, or is it Audrey Yeager? They're some of my favourite YouTubers. And I'm just sort of using these die cuts and layering them behind my photos. As I say, this sticker sheet was making its way into the bin. I'm trying to be ruthless. I'm trying to not keep every tiny embellishment. If I'm not going to use it, I'm either going to pass it on or get rid. Now, I realise here that the mixed media that I've chosen is entirely the wrong colour. So I brought out my Jen Hadfield gold spray instead. Move all my photos, because the number of times I've accidentally sprayed my photos. I like this gold shine, but sometimes it does leave a little bit of an oily ring around things. So I tend to then sort of blot it up a little bit. But I thought the gold went nicely with the embellishments and the colours on the page rather than the teal, as much as I love that colour. So I'm just using some fun foam there to just add a bit of dimension. And as you can see, I'm really scrimping on things. I love that notebook punch. I think it's an EK Success one. I absolutely love it. I use it on lots of my layouts. So there we go. So I stuck, once again, the foam more to the centre of the photo, but it should have been a bit lower again, because I tried to tuck some embellishments behind and they don't quite go where I want them to go. I'm just sort of going to stick them all down. So how do you feel about multi-photo layouts? Do you find them a little bit of a challenge, or do you regularly do them? In my project life, I scrapbook multi-photo layouts, but on my 12 by 12, I tend to stick to one photo. But it's quite nice for, especially for showing progress photos like this, that you can have a few in one go. So I nearly use all of the sticker sheet up. I've been such a good girl. I'm so proud of myself. I think there was just one or two left, but I think I've got an idea on how to use those up as well. I don't like throwing things out, I'll be honest. I'd rather use things up or pass them on. But because I'm not seeing my friends from my craft club at the moment, it's a bit more difficult. I can't wait for us to all be crafting again and scrapbooking together, but I can't see it happening this year, sadly. So a big shout out to all my crafty friends that we usually meet up and scrapbook, because I miss them all dreadfully. So there we are. So I'm sort of coming to the end now, and then realised that I hadn't put my twine on. Now, I must be honest, I find twine a bit of a twine to work with. I use it regularly in my cards, not so much on scrapbook pages, because I can't always stick things down properly. So I'm just using some of my, I think it's Cosmic Shimmer Glue or something like that. Oh, yeah, as you can see, I had my lovely little loop and then pulled it out. So I just wanted to loop it across the front. And I was all fingers and thumbs. But it's surprising It's surprising actually what you can do with just a limited amount of scrapbooking items or non-scrapbooking items, and it does get you thinking. I'm gonna have a little bit of a fight now with my stapler. I must be honest, as sweet as this looks, it's an absolute nightmare to use. I think I'll stick to my normal stationery one that I had from Tesco's, because this one is a bit temperamental. And I think that's all I've got to do after this now. As you can see, I've secured the one end of my twine to the paper clip, and I'm just going to use the letters to make my title. So I forgot to say that this week's challenge is sponsored by Cut Files by Annette Glenska. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And I must say, she did the beautiful House on the Hill cut file, which I had great fun working with. So you'll be sure to have a lovely surprise from her. And look forward to next week. There's another exciting challenge next week. I think I've got another video later this week, because I took the place of somebody who's feeling a bit poorly at the moment. So big shout out to Laura, who isn't feeling very well. So I'm going to challenge myself again now to choose some more items to do my next scavenger hunt page. So my title says Summer Changes, and that's the end. Thank you for joining me.